Hello! So as we are approaching October, I wanted to do a quick video sharing what it is that I am planning to read for Victober. If you're not aware, Victober is hosted by 5 booktubers here on YouTube, and I will be sure to link their handles below. But it's Katie, Marissa, Petra, Roz, and Kate. The idea here is that it just makes reading Victorian literature a little bit more accessible for everyone. So I don't know about you, but for me, I don't pick up Victorian literature frequently. And so it's nice in this autumn aesthetic time of year to pick up some of those Gothic novels or Victorian romance novels that maybe you wouldn't pick up other times of the year. And so I wanted to share in this video the prompts and then the books that I have chosen to read for those prompts. The one thing to note with this is you don't have to get a book in every single prompt. You could literally just say, I'm gonna read one piece of Victorian literature. I know some of my favorites are Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, some of the Thomas Hardy novels. Jane Eyre is a great tale. Obviously, Rebecca from Daphne du Maurier is also a really great Victober option. The goal here is to just maybe decide to pick up something from the Victorian era and read it and see what you think. The first one is Read a Victorian Bildungsroman. I hope I've pronounced that right. So I don't know about you, but I actually looked that up to make sure that I knew what it meant. But it basically means that someone is able to have growth and change in the tale. And so for that prompt, I chose The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. Now, I have wanted to read Anne Bronte for years. She is the only Bronte sister that I have not yet read. And so I looked at the 2 books that I had for choices, and that one seemed to fit the bill. So here's to hoping that there is growth in the main character and change for her. The second prompt is to read a Victorian short story, and so for that I've actually chosen GK Chesterton's Father Brown series. I have read some GK Chesterton in the past, but I wanted to try out the Father Brown series and my library had it, and so it seemed like a perfect fit. So the next prompt is to read a Victorian novel and then watch an adaptation. So again, this took some research, but I chose The Canterville Ghost by Oscar Wilde, and it's actually a short story, and so it could fit for that other prompt as well. But I found an adaptation on, I think it's here on YouTube, so I'll be sure to link that below. But it looked like a really great adaptation, and the story is so Gothic with obviously a ghost, as is in the title, and just it seems like mayhem within the family. So I'm excited to read that and then watch the adaptation. Next is to read some Victorian poetry, and so for that I have chosen Thomas Hardy poetry. So again, I found a book in the library. I love Thomas Hardy. I love Tess of D'Urbervilles. I loved Far from the Madding Crowd. I read The Woodlanders, which was not my favorite, but I still love his writing style. And I have not yet read his poetry, and so I wanted to pull some part of him into this Victober read along. So I grabbed that book from the library as well. And last, from Kate at No Compliments to Your Mother, she put for her prompt to read a Victorian novel that includes a character with a disability or chronic illness representation. And so for that one, I chose Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. I have not read anything by Wilkie Collins, but Moonstone has been on my TBR list for a while. And as I read about the synopsis, that has a main character who has a physical disability, I believe. And so that is my choice for that prompt. And last, there is a buddy read. It is The Mayor of Casterbridge by Thomas Hardy, which I fortuitously found in a little free library recently. To join in this buddy read, you just need to read 2 chapters a day between October 1st and October 23rd, and they actually have a group chat set up on Goodreads, so I will try to link that information below. So please let me know in the comments below, are you planning to join in Victober? I would love to hear what it is that you've chosen to read, either just on your own or with the prompts. So please feel free to leave that in the comments below. Until next time.